Welcome to Knafs at Night, I'm Ben.
I'm Austin, and today we're talking about ProTech taking over the knife world.
And we're going to talk about what's in this bag of lunar tacos. Be excited for that.
And we're getting spooky on this episode because it's almost Halloween. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, first this week we're going to talk about ProTech. Our friend Dave, I was walking around Blade Show, and I noticed to myself that ProTech has a few collaborations happening. Number one, Squid Industries, the Fly Father.
Yes.
Which I think originally came out in 2012. I remember marketing it while I was at Blade HQ.
Okay. And that's a ballad song.
That's a ballet song.
Yeah.
So Dave is making the blade.
Yeah.
And Lucas at Squid Industries is making the handles.
The blade looks a lot like that, right?
It does.
Yeah.
Pretty
just
aggressive blade.
A slimmer version, but so ProTech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was walking around the Chavez booth. I've got a Chavez chub given to me by Ramon himself.
Nice.
Walking around the Chavez booth, and I noticed they had a ProTech as well.
Yeah, the Redención.
The Redención.
Yeah.
And then just yesterday I was on the internets, and in the Vero group on Facebook, I noticed that they have a Vero ProTech collaboration coming as well.
Wow. Dave's got his hands all over the
He
industry.
does. Why do you think that is, Austin? Like, what is this moment?
Oh, it's a good question. I actually feel like, we talked about this a little beforehand, I actually feel like ProTech's kind of always had their hands in a little bit of everything, a lot of collaborations. But I feel like ProTech is just showing up. They're saying, hey, we're here, we're still a big dog in this industry.
When they show up, do they put their arms like
just
this?
like this. It's sometimes like this, but mostly it is just like fist to fist. They're here, they're ready to take it over.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
We love Dave. Dave is a dear friend, and it's fun to see his stuff all over the industry right now.
Yeah.
Highly enjoyable.
He's the best.
Other interesting things happening this week. I read too much news, Austin, but it's interesting stuff.
I get my news from Knafs at Night, so let's hit it.
The state of the outdoor industry is interesting right now. Backcountry.com just sold.
Yeah, that's a local brand to us, actually.
Local brand. They're a
cool.
Salt Lake-based company.
Yeah.
So they sold. I've had some friends that have worked there in the past. They just sold, much lower than their original asking price a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Vask, which is owned by Red Wing,
this is
out
interesting
in
to me.
Minnesota, they are closing down. So they make footwear. And
Right.
from what I've heard, I've never owned a pair of Vask hiking boots or anything.
Yeah.
But I've heard they're some of the best.
Yeah, and they've been around since, that Vask brand has been around since like the 50s or 60s.
1964.
64, yeah. So they've been around forever. I read, the press release on this, and Red Wing was just like, there's no path forward. That's kind of all they gave.
Kind of
So.
ironic for a hiking boot company. Additionally,
blaze your own trail.
and then we go out of
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
No, I think so. This is interesting too. Patagonia, just last week before, they laid off 41 people. That's 1% of their workforce. So
Interesting.
I have heard rumblings about the outdoor industry. It's changing a lot. Mom and pop shops are not doing as well.
Yeah.
When you look at concentric circles for knives, outdoors, there's definitely some overlap there.
For
So
sure.
I find it interesting. I think this is a moment, I think it's a post-COVID moment too, where a lot of brands saw a huge influx of people getting outside, and now they're like, well, let's go do other things. Let's get together with friends. Let's go to ball games, things like that. So it's interesting to see kind of the world rebounding a little bit in the last 4 years.
Yeah, interesting. The people who still make the good stuff, the important people are probably still going to stick around through this stuff.
Yeah.
But it is like very telling. I agree with you. Totally COVID. Like we all saw the spike.
Yep.
Everyone's kind of figuring out the rest of it
Normalizing
after that.
Yeah, I
Kinda
find it
cool.
really interesting. And we're on to Knafs newsletter.
Yes. All you have to do, we're giving away a Lander one every single week. We try to throw in some other little swag here and there if we can, but that's what you'll get for sure. Last week was Alex D from Murrieta, California. My best friend actually lives in Murrieta, California.
Really? Is his name Alex D?
It could be. No, his name is actually Holt, but he has a brother named Alex. So maybe this
could
is
be his brother.
And their last initial, D.
No way.
Truth.
It's amazing.
So cool.
So we give away this every week. So if you are on our email list, you are entered to win every single week. And we give away a Lander one as well as some other goodies. So
Sign up in the description below.
yep, love to have you on there. We try not to spam. We try to make it useful and interesting.
Yeah.
And that takes us on to Knafs News.
Let's hit it. We have some crazy news, some
this is
exciting
fun.
news. Ben, you're not only a knife celebrity, but now you are a best designer of the year.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
No,
so
that feels so grandiose.
let's start with the Lander 2 probably.
So, Gear Junkie, which is a popular publication for the outdoor industry, they published their Knives of the Year 2024. Top of the list was the Lander 2.
Best overall knife.
Best overall knife.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Just like best knife in general for the year.
I'm honored. In fact, you posted this in our chat channel for work. And I didn't read it till a week later because it was trade show season and it was crazy.
Yep.
But I read the article, and this was number one on their list. And then I think their best budget
Yeah,
knife
best
of the year?
budget knife is the Sendy. So we've got the two versions here. We've got the micarta as well as the black G10 there. Very cool. And yeah, best budget, which these come in right around $60, $65 depending on which one you're grabbing. So makes total sense to me. You're getting the Nitro V-Steel, you're getting extra tools, tweezer and toothpick in the handle, and just a fun design overall.
So the interesting thing about this to me, I've read Gear Junkie for probably a decade.
Yeah.
Like years and years.
Seriously.
Because I've worked in this space for so long, I want to see what's coming out and all that stuff. So like to go to Gear Junkie and be like, oh, it has like a Gear Junkie Gear of the Year award, like sort of, I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
Like it didn't really register. It's kind of cool.
Really cool. So, yeah, I'm same boat as you. Like they've been around for a long time. Gear Junkie has. They're always making good content, and it was just a pleasant surprise to see our stuff featured over there.
Yeah,
really cool.
Pretty damn cool.
And big congrats to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And thanks to you guys. I mean, the fact that like these folks let me make things and they buy my things like means that we can get awards. Yeah. It's the circle of life.
We'll take that circle. Absolutely. Shout out to the fans. That's really cool.
Love it.
Yeah, Campfire Co-op.
Campfire Co-op.
Yeah.
And Georgia Bushcraft.
Yes.
So officially called Georgia Bushcraft. It is in Watkinsville, Georgia.
Okay.
I will be there November 8th. So if you want to come hang out.
What is this thing?
Hand me a fixed blade.
Yeah.
So this is where the bushcrafty folks get together and they have classes. So LT Wright is one of the lead sponsors. Nice. He is the maker of the large Lulu. So I will have one of these on me at the show. This one, in fact, because this one is mine, as you can tell. All the knives that are messy on the show are mine.
The ones with bark left on them, those are Ben's.
So it's basically this spot where you can go and meet makers within the bushcraft community. So you have folks like Wazoo Survival, Griffin Pocket Tool, like basically kind of like outdoor bushcraft brands spend time there. So I want to check it out. I wanted to go for years. They've invited me for years. So I'm going to go to the co-op portion, which is like a business summit, and then hang out for a day at the Georgia Bushcraft. So if you want to come hang out, November 8th in Watkinsville, Georgia. That is actually, try that.
Watkinsville. Watkinsville, Georgia.
I've
never read it. Maybe that helps. Maybe there's no S. But and then let's talk about some banters.
Yeah,
how about?
Absolutely.
So,
we've talked about them before.
We have talked about them before. But the Banter 2 and the Baby Banter fixed blade are going to be coming.
Yep.
So
do they stand on end?
Oh, I bet they do.
Ooh, do you know what they do?
Look at
not?
that.
Yours
that
does.
one does.
Mine does not.
But yeah, we're gonna have all three versions of the Banter 2 available, both versions of the Baby Banter 2, and if you're really careful, you can make a cairn out of them, just like that.
Cairn. Speaking of outdoor industry, there's your Baby Banter fixed blade. This one comes with a ball chain. Do you know what's funny about that ball chain?
Yeah, tell me.
I cannot find one to save my life.
Oh.
I have they come in the box.
Right.
But between getting it out of the box, I was
Right.
gonna wear it today, and I'm
no.
I could not find the ball chain.
That's funny. Well, it feels kind of retro, and the 90s are in, so it's gonna look really good hanging out, peeking out around your shirt. You know,
the peek out.
Yeah, you'll be
okay,
cool.
I have a question for you, Austin.
Please.
You lived through the 90s. What necklaces did you wear in the 90s?
You know it was a puka shell.
Who wears a puka shell necklace?
You had a puka shell?
All day, every day.
Okay, I had a ball chain with like a ring on it that had been smashed. I think my dog ate the ring, so I threw it on there. And then I had it wasn't the puka shell one.
Okay.
Because the puka shells were a little big.
Okay.
I had one from Hawaii that had little shells.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I also remember I wore a shoelace one that carried my house key right there for me.
Really?
Because I was a kid that walked home every day, so I had my house key with me.
We want to know in the comments what 90s necklaces you wore or are wearing now, because I suspect some of these folks are new to the necklace scene.
Love it. How cool is your necklace? Tell us in the comments below.
Worth noting too, the Sancho finished last week, the Sancho pen. Thank you to everybody who backed it. This is a collaboration with Big Eye Design. It's got toothpick and tweezers in it, just like the Sendy, and it takes a big crystal insert, and it will be available in February to those that didn't back it. It'll ship early February to backers. So thank you to you guys for backing that.
Thank
Pretty
you for
dang
the
cool.
support. Sweet. Let's jump into the Moon Crew moment.
Ooh, this is a fun one this week.
Good times this week for sure. Let me pull up I did a bad job of bringing my pen and my everything else, so got my screenshots for the week. But first, we're going to talk about James Stencil, and he has some weird sort of blade, and he doesn't know what it is. Ben, do you have any idea what that is?
So I have a theory
Okay.
that it might be like a grass mower, like a
Yes,
hedge,
a trimmer sort of
trimmer
thing.
blade.
Yes, I see it.
But I think to myself, like, if that's there, where's the trim? Did it fly off?
Right,
Did it...
and that's, imagine that as a projectile coming at you, like
Yeah.
that's gonna cut right through your foot. So yeah, pretty interesting
But-
thing. I have no idea, but maybe you guys out there
It could
know.
also be. I've seen some weird knives out there in the world.
Right,
You know,
that's
like,
got such a knife shape on the one
like a
side.
little ratchet on there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
Man.
can't tell what
Let
that
us
is.
know in the comments
but
what it is.
funky.
Also, Jamie is the producer on the show,
Yes.
so this one is shout out for Jamie.
Yes.
Go Vikings! Biased because I'm a Minnesotan, said Jamie.
Yep.
This is from Carla.
Yeah.
Her purple coordinated carry.
Yeah, I'm not a hater, but I'm not a Vikings lover either. I will say I respect the purple though. That's a sweet carry. Very cool.
Yeah, I don't have any feeling toward.
Sports.
Can I say this? I don't have any feeling toward Minnesota, good or bad.
Oh.
I've never been.
I think you can say that. We'll see if Jamie interrupts us.
I mean, I like Jamie.
Yeah, he's
Jamie's
good.
behind the camera.
He's good
but,
times.
But like, I look at the Vikings, I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel nothing.
I've just heard they have a lot of Great Lakes. That's all I really know about
Oh,
Minnesota.
look at
So
that.
I
Look
know.
at that.
Yeah, there we go.
I've heard it's cold there too.
And that they have funny accents. Okay, that's enough Minnesota
Ooh,
talk,
last
folks.
on this one, dude, Austin.
Yes.
You don't have this in your pocket, but
No.
you did the other day.
Yeah, and I left a comment on this. This is from Daniel Holbert, and he designed a Karambit 3D file for the Lander 1 that you can print out yourself, download it on. I think I got it from Thingiverse on this one. But yeah, super cool. I brought it in and showed it to everyone, and then like a day or two later, he posted on the Moon Crew and is like, "Hey, I made this thing."
That's
It's like,
cool.
dude, I already printed this out and showed it to everyone. That was super cool. So.
I wish we had it here because I would want to see some karambit tricks.
Oh yeah, you want to see some good gashes on the arm? Is what you really are looking for. But yeah, super cool, nice design, Daniel. I like that you kind of made them clasp together on the back. It was kind of fun. So yeah,
We
nice
love
stuff.
3D printing. Those 3D scales, the CAD files, are available on the website for free $99. I said free $99 to somebody the other day, and they were like, "How much?" It's like free $99.
They didn't live through the 90s, is what it sounds
I don't
like,
know,
because
man.
that feels like a very normal thing.
Anyway, that is the Moon Crew moment. That is from our Facebook group. If you want to be part of it, check it out on Facebook and enjoy. It's a vibrant community.
Yeah,
There's more happening over there than I can even
yeah.
push the like
I
button.
know I can't keep up with the posts. Appreciate
Fantastic.
you guys. Sweet.
Next up, we got the Ship Shape Sharpening Shop. Off we go.
Welcome to the Ship Shape Sharpening Shop. My name is Keith. Hold on. Hey guys, welcome to the Ship Shape Sharpening Shop, where we show you some cool and interesting things that come through the sharpening corner. My name is Keith. I am the in-house knife sharpener here at Knafs in Clearfield. We've got a couple fixed blades today. We've got a SOG Seal Pup from Japan here. Pretty sick. Seen some use, a little dirty. And this one's super cool. We got a Buck 105. It looks like somebody used this to cut concrete or something. It's pretty beat up, but super cool. Guy was asking me to put a 17 degree on this thing. We've got a Schrade old timer. Looks like a 150T. Not familiar with this model, but just super cool. Okay, just bring your stuff down if you need to have it sharpened. Back to you guys at the desk.
And coming back, we got a product spotlight. What's on the product spotlight this week, Austin?
Talking about the Lander 1, just the base model. This is the D2 Blue G10 version, kind of your standard. This is the first Knafs knife.
It is.
Yeah,
First
super
Knafs
exciting.
knife, right there.
Yep.
Kind of funny because that was the cover photo for the Kickstarter campaign. And it did remarkably well. We had a ton of people like, "Hey, I'm in for this." So it's always been I don't know. For me, this was the first knife that like showed me, oh, we need to be making knives at Knafs. Because originally, we were going to be a poster and mousepad company.
Yeah,
So this poster right here behind me,
yeah.
that was our first product. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to do collaborations with mouse pads and posters.
Yeah.
In fact, I had this poster idea with ProTech that we went as far as like trying to map it out.
Okay.
And I was like halfway through it and I was like, Dave, I don't want to be a poster company. And so
And he's like, knives.
he's like, you should try making some knives.
Yes.
So Lander 1 was the first interchangeable scales, all the fun.
Yeah. Everything that you love about Knafs is embodied right there. in
It
the
really
Lander
is. In fact, it's funny because I had this next to a CRKT Drifter the other day. If you're familiar with the Drifter.
one. Is that a Ken Onion?
No, it's
Drifter's an old knife.
I'm giving away a company secret.
Okay.
They might hate me for this. Drifter was basically they were walking through a factory one day and they were like, "What's that?" And they're like, "Oh, that's a knife that needs a home. Do you want it?" And
Cool.
CRKT was like, "We'll take it."
Wow.
And that became the Drifter.
That's like a famous all-time knife.
Yeah,
Like, that's
it
an
is.
OG.
And literally, it was like designed by somebody that it has no credit for the design.
For 1/2 second, I thought you were going to tell the entire world that was your first knife design from
No,
CRKT's
that would've been cool,
days.
though.
That would have been cool. I thought that's
No,
what I was going
it was
for
just
a half
this
second.
knife that they found and they put out into the world. And no name designer, it's a house design.
Yeah.
So somebody clearly designed it.
You're right.
The thing about the Drifter, sorry,
I know, we're really in a
speaking
tangent
about
here.
drifting.
That's okay.
It had this tip-down carry pocket clip. It had a few things that you're like, ooh, why did we do it this way? It has this extreme recurve blade. So if you're new to knives, sharpening that thing is a little bit challenging. Not trying to like poo-poo on anybody's knife.
Yeah.
But that was the original inspiration for this thing. Is like, how do you take this interesting model and change it in a way that is cool?
That's really cool.
Anyway.
Yeah, a little backstory.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I don't know if they want me to share that or not about the Drifter.
It's out there now. That's okay.
Gone now.
Yep. Can't get it back.
Come back.
Yeah, all right. Cool. And on to the mailbox next.
Ooh. Mailbox, a lot going on in the mailbox. In fact, I feel bad because the mailbox has so much stuff that we've spaced it out. So if you've sent us some stuff, we haven't forgotten it. It's in a bin. We have more shows coming up.
Yes.
But I would say first in the mailbox, let's go to NASA, man.
Oh, man. This was so exciting when this came in.
So we have a friend named Kyle who sent us on NASA letterhead a note, a handwritten note.
Even the stickers have NASA backing on them.
Like, so he sent us this package of stickers. He works on hot air balloons they're doing like hot air balloon research.
Yep.
And he's like, hey, would you take my swag?
Yeah.
And I was like, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we actually sent him a knife or two for his crew. They're hoping to launch their first science flight from Antarctica in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I think
Remarkable.
we had previously joked about having a Knafs knife in Antarctica or something like that, and it spurred this gentleman to write in and be like, I work for NASA, we do space balloons, we're launching from Antarctica.
It's pretty dang cool.
Pretty crazy.
He had a picture of this Barnescraft knife somewhere at a NASA facility with the Barnescraft scales.
Yeah, like in front of a big hangar sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, that's cool.
Really cool.
Somebody out there watching this probably has connections at NASA. If we could get a lander on the International Space Station, I'd be thrilled. I'd be tickled pink.
Really cool.
So, he also sent me this pin that I'm wearing today. I believe this is of the Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope, which I don't know a lot about, but I like the pin.
Very cool. Thank you, Kyle.
Lots of stickers. These will go on our sticker cabinet.
Yes, we've got a home for those bad boys. We're also talking about
Did you just say bad boy?
I did.
Okay. You got to check this knife out, Austin.
Oh no!
Yes.
What is happening? What is happening
This is
right
not
now?
yours.
I don't want it.
But this is the bad boy knife.
Have I seen this before?
Maybe.
Okay.
So my son. So there we are. My son has a name that's pretty common. We were near Yellowstone, and so he walked into a gift shop, picked out his name, but it was the last name.
Okay.
Of his common name.
Okay.
And he promptly went on a hike and lost his knife.
Oh man.
I'm telling you, within 90 minutes.
Oh man.
Gone. His $10 Yellowstone knife.
Oh no.
So we went back to the gift shop.
Yeah.
His name is gone.
Yeah.
And he picked out this one, Bad Boy.
Dang. Well, I maybe need to stop stealing your son's valor is what I need to do because he's the real bad boy here.
Anyway, I found that in his room just recently while I was looking for something else.
Amazing.
And I thought, when Austin says Bad Boy, it comes out.
We need to make our own 3D printed version and have a little counter in the top or something. I don't
Bad
know.
Boy counter.
Yeah, that's fun. Very
Sorry.
cool. No,
Wild
thank you for
distraction.
sharing.
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing.
Where were we going?
Don't even remember. Some handcrafted goods.
Okay.
Yes.
So there I was
Some
at
tacos.
Blade Show West, and a man, I think his name was Joe, it's a little bit blurry, handed me this bag. You can see that's like Cricut acrylic cut.
Yep.
He had me open it. On the inside, first of all, we find what appears to be a burrito wrapped.
Yep.
Additionally, this is the lunar tacos.
This is the cool part.
I'm sure we've got a close-up, but you're not going to be able to capture all of this. This is 7/16/1969, so the date that they launched
the moon lander.
The moon lander, the Saturn V. The barcode is a lander. It's just got so much meta delight in here.
Who checked you out for that order?
Neil Armstrong checked me out on this one as the cashier. Yeah. And then you open this up, and we featured this from the Moon Crew a few weeks ago.
Yep.
But when you open it up, you have a leather tool burrito. So I think his name was Joe. Confirm in the comments. It was so blurry. It all happened so fast.
Yeah, it's also in that episode.
Anyway, this is a burrito. So we make this in a waxed canvas.
Yes.
He made one special order.
And
in
it's
leather.
like a perfect replica, basically.
It
Like,
really is.
The same little slots, the same open
Yes.
pouch over there, the magnets in the corners, the wrap for the cordage.
The
like,
cordage is in a different spot though. That is the
Oh,
only
okay.
difference.
You're right.
But like
Yep,
the
they're on the
magnets
tops on
in the
the ends.
corners, the leather, just a light.
It's beautiful.
It is.
I just like, I'm so overwhelmed by the beauty of this.
It's pretty dang cool. So we make the cheap sucker version, and Joe makes the.
The fancy boy.
This
the bad
feels
boy
like-
fancy boy.
Okay, so I don't have very many fancy things in my life. I don't
Yeah.
know why I did it. That's just me.
Yeah.
But I do have a saddleback leather belt.
Nice.
Are you familiar with saddleback leather?
I've heard of it.
If you haven't heard of saddleback leather, they make premium bags and belts and stuff. So I needed a new belt. I bought like $100 belt, which always felt very excessive.
Yeah.
But I have loved that belt. I'm wearing it today. I don't
Very
know if we
nice.
need a shot of
There
the
it
belt
is.
there.
Nice dark brown.
Anyway, where was I going with that? This feels like a saddleback leather burrito. By the way, talking about Dave from Saddleback Leather, he was part of the reason I started Knafs. He used to write this blog,
Okay.
and he would basically talk about his entrepreneurial journey. And I was like, dude, that's a cool story. And so that's part of the reason I wanted to start a business, was
Cool.
Dave from Saddleback Leather.
Do you know this guy? Have you met him before?
Never met him.
Oh.
Never met him. In fact, the blog is gone now.
Oh, no.
I can't even find it on Wayback Machine.
Dang it.
Because it was super inspiring. It was like this moment. So anyway, this is not a Saddleback Leather burrito, but it looks like it could be, which I think is high praise.
It is nice either way. Very cool.
Thank you, Joe. I think your name is Joe.
Thank you.
I mean, even though
Just the attention to detail.
it's excellent.
class.
I love it.
Should we read some comments?
Yep.
Let's do it. You wanted to lead us off on that one.
Yeah, so Eric Newton says, is no one going to mention Austin's facial hair makeover? Full beard to stash. Bold move.
Yeah.
Thanks for making my knife content informative, entertaining, and fashionable.
Wow, thanks, Eric.
Fashionable.
I don't know if I would call it fashionable, but I will
have to
take the
tell
credit.
you showed up, and the entire office, the entire shop was like, yes.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe I'm just like just standard steady guy, and all of a sudden has a mustache
Yeah.
or something. But yeah, it was a good reception from you, and thanks to Eric for this. And
I wish I could get that sort of
a lot of fun.
stash volume.
I don't know. Don't look to me for mustache
there's
advice.
jealousy there.
Don't do it. Let's keep rolling here. Something Saturn, Fierce Saturn. There we go. You guys should make a Lander 2 advent calendar where each day you get new pieces so you can customize your own Lander 2. What an awesome idea.
I actually love that a lot.
Yeah. We all love the Boker calendar.
How many days in an advent calendar? Does it start
It's-
December 1?
It's roughly the month of December. Yeah, 26.
Do we have 25, 20? I guess it'd be 24 if you're doing before Christmas.
Yeah.
Do we have 24 accessories for the Lander 2?
Right.
And would that thing cost $1,000?
I know. Or
You could do thumb studs.
right, or maybe
Scales.
you just do like slices of the knife, right? You do like do it by inch, basically. It's like today you open this inch and that inch and that
Oh,
inch and
yeah.
that inch, or something like that. You
I
know?
like it. I like it.
Yeah.
That seems like it would be a very, because you could do like a Lynch Northwest clip for it. and
How
all
cool
that.
would it be for like an assemblable chocolate knife? That would be really cool.
But it would be so expensive.
It would
I
be
love
crazy
that.
expensive.
Great idea. Crikey, mate. Reckon Ben Peterson should come to Australia. I can't do an Australian accent.
You got the first part good.
Come to Australia and do a Knafs show. I would love to go to Australia someday. We have a dealer down there.
Yeah.
Adventure.
Carry.
Carry.
Yeah, Adventure
I
Carry.
could see the carabiner in my head.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, Adventure Carry's down there. Someday I hope to make it to Australia.
Super cool. Rounding us out here from the Thirsty Bookworm, have you considered an OTF that makes a klaxon horn sound when opened? It would remove all aggression.
That's amazing. So we commented in one of our last shows that OTFs always sound a little bit aggressive when you
Yeah.
open them. Klaxon horn, auga, right? Like,
Auga. I love it.
we
Great
love your
idea.
comments, guys. We read them all as much as we can. We don't respond to all of them, but we definitely enjoy hearing what you think about the show. And the things on the table, like this should be an interactive experience, and we appreciate it when you guys are part of it. So
Thank you guys.
next up, Edge of Intelligence.
Oh, baby.
I feel like each segment needs like a little jingle to it.
I know. It deserves an intro. Like a little, let's do it.
Get it.
Let's see if I can cut this baby in half today.
Is it a bad boy?
It's not a bad boy today. It is not. That is reserved for cool knives only. All right. Confirmed.
You
Yeah,
cut it
I
in
got it.
half
I got
every
it.
time.
I got it. Perfect. Okay, here's the prompt. Show me a picture in a surrealist style of a tall man with an afro named Ben painting a pocket knife. And we sent this one over to Dolly. Let's see if I can do my best to give you what we're looking at here. We're going to take a little sneak peek first, but that's a handsome gentleman there.
Okay, there's
Very
more to this
trendy.
story. There's more to this story. So Athena has discovered, my wife, has discovered the joys of AI.
No.
And the other day, she was playing around. I think she was supposed to be doing some HR stuff.
Okay.
And she's like, make me a picture of Ben painting. And so that was her prompt. This was her picture. And she's over here chatting it to me during the workday. I'm like, what are you doing?
This one came out of Athena's.
Yeah.
No way. That's amazing. From the mind of Athena, put out by AI.
Can you imagine if I froed it and bleached it?
Well, I think the bleach is, really the key there is what you need. Like, if you're not going to bleach it full, I'd love to see frosted tips at least, but...
I could, the night, what kind of necklace would I
Oh,
with the
see, that
frosted
feels like a
tips
Hawaiian shell necklace, doesn't it? I think that feels like we're going right back to our childhood.
I love it so much. 3D prints this week got a little wild. Fresh prints,
but
let's go.
Should we talk field trip first?
Ooh, yes.
Yes. Where are we
I
going
forgot
this
that.
week? Yeah, let's
Dang
bring
Look
it
at me
right
just
back around.
Mess up the show.
That's okay. We're going to bring it right back around. Ben made a photocopy today of our rundown, so he cut off the bottom, which is why he may have missed that section.
It's 'cause Austin and Jamie are constantly teasing me about not being able to work the iPad on camera.
Yeah.
Which, working anything on camera is hard.
It's really hard.
So I forgot the iPad completely, cut off the bottom of the show. Let's go to a field trip in Wisconsin. So a little bit of backstory here. My friend Dan Becker, who does backpacking, again, concentric circles with the outdoor community, he invited me out to Wisconsin. We filmed a big video in his backyard. We filmed a podcast, and I filmed a quick tour of his studio and collection, his knife collection, because he used to be a big knife guy. So let's go to that. What is up, guys? I am in Kenosha, Wisconsin, with none other than Dan Becker. Dan, what do you do, man?
I do lots of things. I mainly make videos for YouTube.
And
backpack.
In what category? What are you
backpacking?
filming?
Outdoors backpacking. Yep.
Dude, give me a studio tour. What's happening here?
Forgive the mess because this was a unannounced endeavor. But yeah, this is my clutter. This is what clutter looks like when you have multiple things being sent to you. Yeah, this is my YouTube studio. So I keep all my cool YouTube-y stuff in here, from microphones to just stuff for the studio and tripods and all that stuff. And then this is where the actual magic happens over here. So this is like what you don't get to see. Usually I'm sitting down and it looks nothing like what we're seeing here, but cameras everywhere. And,
Dude,
and we're in my basement, by the way.
I walked in here and I'm like, this stuff is cool. Like,
it's
this
fun.
is a basement studio that is just beautiful.
This was years of, years in the making, for sure.
But like, I've had some years in the making stuff and it doesn't look this good.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Dan, show me your knife collection. What
Oh,
do
my
you
knife
got,
collection. Oh, funny you ask. It's laid out very nicely right over here.
man? I love it, as if I were coming.
Yeah. These are just a few of my knives because I was a knife nerd long before I was a backpacking nerd. And then I got into backpacking and I sort of stopped buying knives. So these are quite a bit older, but man, just got a bunch of crazy old knives. This is my old Rambo knife from when I was a kid.
This warms my heart.
Yeah, this is like every kid needs to own one of these.
Yes.
Don't take it to school, folks.
Kids.
Don't do that. I mean, it's
no school.
filled with all the survival stuff still, I'm sure, that I put in there when I was a kid. Literally when I was a kid, like fishing
that's
line and
amazing.
matches, and because I thought I was going to need to survive.
Have you ever had to survive? Did you use anything in your kit?
Oh yeah, it's I refill it about twice a day. I got a bunch of Knafs knives here.
Nice.
Yeah, see, so we got some of these bad boys here. These are great. Love these knives. Yep. This is my favorite actually because it's got the tweezers here that come out and the toothpick on the other side, which is awesome. This is probably my favorite knife to take in the backcountry, just for those reasons. Love this knife.
Only because I'm standing here.
No, I'm serious. I love this knife.
Cool.
Yep. Got the mini grip here. Let's see, what do we got? The mini Adamas from Benchmade. What do we got? This is a 941, I think. 941. A couple of Kershaws. I forget what this one is. I think this one's a cryo.
Yeah, that's like the large cryo. Rick Ender design.
Mm-hmm. Got the Spyderco. Oh my gosh.
You got this. You got this, Dan. You got this.
I remember the Spyderco. Ah,
You've got it.
it's at the tip of my tongue. What is it?
Paramilitary 2.
Paramilitary 2, yes. Yes, I love this thing. And I didn't like the pocket clip that came on it. It didn't have a deep carry pocket clip, so I found this guy online who made deep carry pocket clips. And yeah, I got it and I sent it. He sent it to me, so very cool. That's not the pocket clip that comes with it. This is a Spyderco Centofonte. And the logo just finally popped off here.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's an old one.
Yeah, this is an old boy right here. Yeah, I've
That's
had this
cool.
one for quite a while. This is just for whatever. This is just
Leatherman
a Leatherman
Signal.
Yep, Signal. This is a Skeletool. I think
And
this
that's what you were carrying yesterday when we met up.
Yeah. I love this thing.
Is this what you typically carry in?
No, this is newer. I actually have another Skeletool, but I lost it.
Yeah.
It was the carbon fiber one.
Oh, yep.
And I don't think they make the carbon fiber one anymore. So I got this one. I just like the all black. And I like this too to take backpacking because we film a lot when we backpack. And so I like to be able to, tighten tripods and do things with wrenches that you do with wrenches.
Yep.
Yeah, that's always fun.
You get it?
Yep, so that's that. This is a Swiss Army Huntsman, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I probably am mistaken.
I don't know my Swiss Armies. They're all Swiss Army to me.
They're all Swiss Armies are, in my opinion, the least safe knife in the world because they
Dude.
have zero locking.
I've got a huge scar on my thumb from them.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna cut and then it just chops your hand off. Yeah, these are great for ultralight backpackers. These are the Swiss Army Classic SDs. Just got a couple of those.
Yep.
And then this one I thought was interesting. I've never really carried this at all, but a subscriber of mine heard that I was into knives, and he sent me this. So I just thought it was really fun. Yeah, it's kind of a fun little knife, sort of space agey. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's just a fun little knife. So
Dude,
I thought
that's
that was
cool.
really nice. Yeah.
That's a good collection, Dan.
Yeah, and then one more.
Ooh, this might be the best of the collection.
Yeah, this is probably I carry this one the most around town.
Yeah.
So this is a phenomenal knife. No, actually, this I got in Africa from the Maasai people when I was on a mission trip there in southern Kenya, and this is actual blade. And like you said, this is probably like the leaf spring off of a truck or something like that that they turned.
That is a cool one.
Yeah, it's super cool. So I'll try to get you a picture. Maybe you can show it. But yeah, he was literally carrying this on his hip. This is used to slaughter goats or defend themselves or whatever. And I'm sure this has been put through the paces quite a bit. Paid him $15 for it.
Dude, that's such a cool
$15 for it.
find.
Yep, and I brought back a bunch of these and gave them to family and stuff like that. So this has a lot of story behind it. Very, very cool knife. The sheath is, I'm not sure what this is. I'm sure it's probably like cow or something, some sort of a leather that's just really, really rugged, but just
Dude,
a really
that's
fun
sick.
knife. So
That's
yeah.
sick. Okay,
Super cool.
I have two more questions
Yeah.
for you here, Dan. Where can people find you?
Oh, Dan Becker on YouTube. Just type in my name, or if you ever want to know anything about a backpacking, anything, just
Dude,
anything
okay.
backpacking.
Dude, and I'm going to pitch it for you right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
I'm going to make you
Yeah,
pitch
there
it.
it is.
You wrote the book.
I did. I wrote a book called Couch to Confidence on everything to do with backpacking, how to get into it. Because I knew nothing about backpacking 10 years ago because I'm from Wisconsin, learned on my own, fell down the rabbit hole of YouTube. Took me a very long time to learn it. So I got rid of that by putting it into a very simple, easy course for the Dan Becker of 10 years ago. The guy who's never known about backpacking, lives in Wisconsin because not much backpacking happens here. Yeah, so appreciate it.
Dude, I love it. Thank you, Dan. So Dan invited me out. It's worth mentioning. Dan invites me out. He's
Yep.
like, come make a movie in my yard,
Yeah.
hang in my basement. I'm like, Wisconsin, here I come. Amazing. Thank you.
You got it, man. Thank you.
And coming back from that, Wisconsin serves up pickle pizza.
Yeah, and you love it.
It's tasty.
Yeah,
It's delicious.
I was surprised to get that review when you came back.
It was delicious. I think it's got a white sauce on there, and the pickles kind of have this juicy texture, akin to pineapple. I know that's controversial,
Okay.
but like it's nice to get a little bit of like vegetable on
Interesting.
your pizza.
Yeah,
So,
I'm a purist.
Are you?
Pepperoni or cheese. That's
Fair.
what I'll eat.
that's fair.
Yep, right on.
That's fair. Dude, can we go to Fresh Prince now, Austin?
Well, yes,
What is
we
the
should.
bottom of
We
your
definitely
rundown
should.
say?
Let's go to Fresh Prince. What do we got
Okay.
this week?
Couple things. First of all, we've got this big guy right over here.
It is almost Halloween here.
Matt W. showed up to the office this morning, and he's like, "This will go on the show," and we were like, "Of course it will."
Correct, Matt.
This is a Lego figurine.
Yes.
100X, I think, is what he did,
100 or 1,000, I don't remember.
and it's huge, and it's literally like
Yeah.
classic Lego right here.
Totally.
So I was impressed by that.
Super cool.
Highly
totally
enjoyable.
articulating.
And since it is also Halloween, this is a little candy corn dragon. Here, can we look at that.
Let's put them together.
Look at that. He's
Look
got a
at
little
that
pet.
on display.
Why do we love 3D printing? We love it because it allows you to create things on your own. In fact, I fired up the Prusa printer that's sitting right
No
over there.
way. You printed this.
My son did.
Cool.
So it's been really fun to get him up and running. This is a big crystal pen.
Yeah, it's like a lattice sort of
Yeah.
pen.
So
Very cool.
we're back printing at the
Let's
Peterson
go.
household.
The world is truly your oyster with 3D printed. I know we mentioned it, but those are candy corn spikes on there.
Those
So
are.
totally just Halloween themed, and you make art how you want to make art, which is cool.
Somebody has asked us a couple times, and I think we need to do it, a show that is dedicated to 3D printing and how it relates to knives. It's got its own little challenges because we'd need a row of printers here, and we'd need Matt W.
We would.
I don't know if Matt W. wants to be on the show.
He is our resident expert, though. There's no question
is.
about it.
But he's also converted you, Keith,
Oh yeah.
and he's got me back into it.
Yeah,
too.
and I think like some of our other employees' children and stuff like that have gotten 3D printers because of Matt. So
It's pretty dang cool. In
He's
fact,
all
just
in.
yesterday, I was driving home.
sorry, buddy.
I was driving home, and there were
needed
some
a
of my
nap.
neighbors, the kids were selling popcorn on the corner. I'm like, what are you saving for? He's like, a Bamboo Lab.
Shut up.
And I'm
That's
like,
cool.
Let's go. I think it's really cool. It's this interesting moment. And I like that Knafs is a part of it in a weird way, where we have open source stuff. You can print your own scales and be part of this wider community. Again, concentric circles. You got outdoor here, but you got like 3D printing that is over here.
Totally. Yep.
So pretty dang cool.
Very cool.
I don't know what's on the bottom of this rundown, Austin.
That's
so
it. That's it, baby. We're
Close
out of
us
here.
out, man.
Yeah, we're taking it out
wait.
of here.
Can we,
what
can
else
we,
we
can
got?
we end with this?
Oh yeah, is this
last
like a
little
worry
thing?
stone or
It's
something?
a worry stone. Somebody gave it to me at Blade Show.
Oh, cool.
Handed it to me. Didn't get their name. It might have been Joe.
Even we can assume it was Joe. Even put like a little piece of grip
Little
tape
grip
on the
there.
bottom. Yeah.
One thing I love about shows, if you ever get a chance to go to any of the Blade shows, people are nice and they're kind, they're good. So it's good to be at Blade Show West in Salt Lake City. That's all I've got today.
All right, and
Even
with that,
Panda Ruin.
we are out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video and sign up for our email newsletter, and we will see you next time.
Let's go. Now we leave. That's how we're
I'm out of here.
Let's go.
Let's leave.